So I just got home from a screening of Jurassic World Dominion. This is, of course, the third and final entry into the Jurassic World trilogy of films. And it comes in at about 2 hours and 30 minutes long. It is directed by Colin Trevorrow. I really hope I pronounced that last name right. And of course, we have a bunch of the cast members from the previous Jurassic World films returning, like Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard, but we also have some very, very important characters coming back from the Jurassic Park franchise. So this, of course, being Sam Neill, Laura Dern, and Jeff Goldblum. So, of course, playing Ellie, Grant, and Ian. So, yes, we get kind of the best of both timelines of the Jurassic Park and World franchises into this movie. So, yes, without further ado, let me get into my review for Jurassic World Dominion. So this one takes place about 4 years after Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. So after the destruction of Isla Nublar, the dinosaurs now live, hunt, and try to coincide along humankind all over the world. And of course, this relationship doesn't work for everyone, being human, animal, or like the dinosaurs themselves. It basically has thrown these scale shift, food chain, everything like that completely off kilter for humans, and everything's not all that great. And of course, from having new species out in the world, there is a lot of basically really terrible poaching going on, and that's where we find Owen and Claire, being Chris Pratt and Bryce's characters, trying their very best to again limit the poaching that can happen in a certain area they're living in the world. Of course, there's organizations, small ones, all around the world trying to do the same thing too, stop poaching, but very slowly but surely, everyone kind of starts to get tied up into a new organization's plots that doesn't really seem all that humane. And you can definitely tell there's a lot of profit going on and people trying to control the situation when, again, the Jurassic Park and Jurassic World franchise have always dealt with chaos theory and things like that. So it's very, very tough, or I mean, it's impossible to control anything on a scale like this. Basically, this poaching expedition leads Claire and Owen to a secret research facility in abandoned mountains, while Ellie and Alan get an invitation from Ian to join, not essentially join, but come to the research facility that he's kind of doing a speak out at, because he's uncovered something that could be destructive to the world on a biblical scale almost. And it's up to, again, the old and the new to come together and ensure that the world isn't going to end from what this company is doing. Of course, they try to hide some things and do the typical, oh, he's a scientist, or this organization is run by scientists who are the only ones who can help humanity basically like get through these tough time and coexist with the dinosaurs. But it's very obvious that that that's not the actual play at hand. There's no hidden agenda, nothing like that. It's very obvious to see through it. And a lot of this film can definitely feel very, very generic in terms of its pacing and its storytelling on where it's going to go. So the characters don't really feel all that flushed out. They feel generic. I mean, some of them have some things to do that are cool moments throughout the entirety of the movie, but it's just not really enough to, again, progress their characters, progress the world, even though there, again, is really high stakes in this movie. It just all feels very, very easy to predict and, again, just not great at all in terms of really doing anything for this universe or making you care for the characters, care for this new, again, step and future of the Jurassic Park World franchise. Really, like, the best part about this movie is the dinosaur scenes, because again, most of them are pretty damn great. There's one really, really cheesy sequence in the beginning of the movie with some of the dinosaurs, but there are some really, really great scenes where I found like the first hour of this movie is so dragged out and it's really tough to care about the characters. Owen and Claire have a kid that's I'm not gonna go into it for spoiler sake, but they have a kid that they're trying to protect, and it's just there's so much that this kid should have known and been told. So I don't know if it's just lazy writing in terms of Owen and Claire not making it extremely clear about the life that this kid has to live, or if it's really bad writing on the girl, just again not caring enough. And it's tough to like a lot of the characters in this film. And there's one who starts off as a bad guy poacher and then you're just kind of supposed to be there to like her. There's just a lot of things, lazy writing that I found didn't help the characters, didn't help the story of this movie at all for the first hour, but then started to pick up a little bit and get decently interesting again in terms of just that's when the dinosaurs really come in and start to shine. One of the things that annoyed me a lot about the first film was you had talk about the military wanting to use dinosaurs in a way where they had rifles that could, like, with a laser sight, would be able to control dinosaurs and tell them what to attack. I thought that was stupid because at that point, if you have a laser sight on someone, just shoot them. It's a lot more efficient and you're not wasting a resource like a dinosaur or anything like that. But this movie kind of goes back to that kind of tech, but does it in a way that's very, very entertaining in the context of where the scene's happening. And again, there are some really, really good action sequences in this film. I loved kind of the final showdown that goes in it. There's one that happens where, again, the movie starts to pick up about an hour in, where it gets very entertaining. There's a really good chase scene that involves, well, most of it involves bikes and planes and just basically really fast raptors who, like, are getting hit by cars while running in the traffic, but the cars are getting destroyed. The raptors are just tanking everything. There's great scenes with the mosasaurus, with T-rexes. It's very beautiful, and there's some awesome, like, just great scenes with the dinosaurs and some animatronics that they have in it. So that's, again, very, very entertaining, amazingly fun to watch. And again, it's just kind of, they're the hearts of the movie, where it's I know in, like, some of the Transformers projects, Godzilla projects, you only really care about seeing the biblical, like, amazing creatures, and you don't really like the human characters all that much. They feel like a distraction from everything that's going on with what you want to see, these amazing creatures. And it's definitely, this is a victim of that trope as well, where I just didn't really find I cared for the human characters all too much. I mean, some of them are doing great things to help the world and things like that, but they just feel like bland, generic characters, when in the old films they were amazing and just had really, really good writing to them, better motivations, and just better kind of empathy and emotions to the whole situation, where they aren't really given much to do here. So I will say that I did like Dominion way more than I like Fallen Kingdom. I didn't like Fallen Kingdom at all. I have a lot of problems with that movie. And again, I just found that a lot of this was, again, just very generic in terms of a storytelling. But we get to see dinosaurs obliterate poachers, and again, some great, like, dinosaur on dinosaur fights. So again, that redeemed a decent bit of this movie, but really with everything taken together, I'm gonna have to give Jurassic World Dominion a 6.5 out of 10. Didn't really do a whole lot to entertain me, and I am kind of glad. I really hope that this is the last one in this series, because I'm kind of tired of the Jurassic World movies at this point. So I watched the first one, really liked it at the time, but the more I watched it, the more I just kind of, it didn't have that staying power for me. Didn't like Fallen Kingdom at all, and then Dominion, I feel like this is gonna be a one watch and done movie for me. I don't think I'm ever going to go back to it, kind of like what I did with Dominion. Where, again, I do think, if you like the dinosaurs and things like that, that's going to be the main draw for this movie, and that's why I'm giving it. It's kind of just a little bit above my minimum recommendation to watch a film either at home or in the theaters, things like that. So yeah, it's okay. But if you've seen Jurassic World Dominion, please let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below. If you like this review, definitely give it a thumbs up and let me know, or sorry, you can check out everything I do on this channel through my playlist down below, and I'll link some up top here for convenience sake. Thank you for subscribing and clicking that little bell so you know when I upload new videos. If you want to check out everything I do live stream and Twitch-wise, link to that in the description of this video, and of course my channel bio. And in both of those places, there's a link to the Media Mountain, which is my Discord, where we talk about movies, video games, comic books, TV, pretty much everything that's awesome in this world. So you can definitely join that amazing community, help make it even more amazing than it is already. And yeah, just awesome, guys.